How's everyone doing? I hope everybody's good. Once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to Next Chapter Sobriety. That's the next chapter for us. Once again, anything you have about what I'm talking about, any questions, please comment below with any questions you may have. I'm going to answer them all to the best of my ability. My name is Avram. I'm a drug and alcohol counselor here in California. I've been a drug and alcohol counselor for over 3 years, been in the field for over 5. My reasoning for doing this is that they charge thousands of dollars just to go to treatment or to get the services I'm about to give on this channel freely. All I ask, of course, is to like, subscribe, share. Any friends you may have struggling, share it to them, share it with them, watch together. Once again, I want to thank you for helping me grow this channel. And here we go. So today we're going to talk about triggers. Thought stopping. We understand triggers is all a mind thing. Most of addiction is a mind thing. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to get into that. So today I want to talk about the losing argument. If you decide to stop drinking or using and end up moving towards drugs, sometimes your brain tries to give you permission to use, though, a process we call drug use justification. What does that mean? I'm having a hard day, man. Forget this, F that. I'm just gonna go ahead and get high. Nobody really cares anyway. We start to do them things, right? Having a self-pity party, boom, it's gonna give me a reason to go out that door. Start an argument with my partner, my parents, people around me. They're not listening. If everybody would act how I want them to act, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, right? Of course. I just need the world to jump when I say jump, lay down when I say lay down, and just get out the way when I say get out the way, and I'll be all right. But that's not the case. Of course, that's just excuses at times for us to continue. Thoughts about stimulants use starts an argument inside your mind, your rational brain versus your addicted brain. You feel as though you are in a fight and you must come up with many reasons to stay away from drugs. So I'm constantly having this battle in my mind to stop thinking about getting high, to stop thinking about going to the liquor store and drinking. I'm constantly battling. It's that good faith and bad faith, bad person on your shoulder. And then, and it's a constant battle back and forth, right? I understand it completely. I have a little bit over 5 years sobriety. I had the same battles some of you are watching or having or had. So your addiction is just looking for the excuse, a drug use justification. The argument inside you is a part of a series of events leading to drug use. So, thoughts about cravings. If you allow yourself to focus on the thought and think about details, the next step, etc., without your awareness around me, right? You are making a choice to use drugs. The longer time period that you allow the thoughts to go on, the more likely you are to develop powerful cravings and ultimately use drugs. So what does that mean? Something happens in my life, maybe a breakup, loss of job, loss of a family member, something traumatic or traumatizing happened in my life, or not even as bad as traumatizing, but something bad where I don't feel comfortable with it, but I sit in my own boo-boo. I sit in it and don't let nobody know how I'm feeling. So that, of course, that piles up, that builds up, ultimately, boom, I hit the pipe, I take a drink. Did it for many years. I stuffed my emotions in bottles. I stuffed my problems in bottles and I drank it, only to find out at the end of that bottle was another one. It never was enough. You know what I'm saying? All the drugs and alcohol in the world couldn't fill the void that I have in myself, and you probably have the same type of void in you. So with that being said, no matter how much drugs we do, it's never going to be enough. And if it was, think about all the drugs you did already. And we're still chasing and doing more, right? Progressive illness ends is always the same. So the automatic process: trigger, thought, craving, use. Now, all 4 of those can happen within an hour. You can be at a party, which I don't suggest. You can be at a kickback, which I don't suggest, especially in the beginning stages of your recovery. Later on in life, I do want to mention this before I continue. As you develop your recovery and your sobriety, you're going to be able to go anywhere any man and woman can go as you get stronger in your recovery and sobriety. A small example of that is I went on a cruise for my first time last year. The cruise is like a ship full of people who's drunk. Not one time did I think about getting drunk or drinking. Had a wonderful time. But we got to get to that point where we can. You know, I just want you to know there is hope there where we can go to parties, go to Vegas, you go have a good time. You know, you won't even think about getting loaded because your life will be so good at that point. But in the beginning, let's back up because I do want to mention to this too. My first year of sobriety, I didn't even go around my family. I missed all birthdays and holidays because I knew I had what type of relationship I had with them as far as I see my little sis, big sis, they out there taking shots and we should all use that, do that together. That's going to make me start shit. I'm going to start getting chills because it's real. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to start tasting the vodka on the back of my throat. I ain't took a drink. You know what I'm saying? So the first year, and I knew that about me. And I can't go there talking about everybody put all the drink up because Abram's here. I'm the one with the problem, right? So I had to acknowledge that. And I just didn't go. And my family understood. The first year, I missed everything. Whole year. You know, so however long that takes for you, I suggest you do the same. Just don't go around, you know, because we might slip and ultimately a lapse, a slip is just a relapse. That's basically what it is. We don't beat ourselves up when it happens, but we just got to get back up, get back on that horse, boom, and continue our sobriety again. I am not perfect. I did not get it my first time. Relapse is a part of my journey, but relapse is not a part of recovery. And it's no way relapse can be because relapse, people die in relapse. So if that was a part of recovery, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? You know, recovery and people passing, you know, it's just not that it. So relapse is a part of your journey, but it's not a part of recovery. I just want to say that. So thought stopping. The key to success is stopping the thought before it becomes a craving. Remember, it's 4 of them. Trigger, thought, craving, use. So the trigger could be, let's say you don't like being get into arguments. Arguments trigger you as far as making you want to go use or whatever the situation may be, or anger. So the trigger was the argument. The thought would come was like, man, shit, I should just get loaded, man. Nobody cares anyway. This mother brother tripping. The craving comes the fact that I have this thought, this obsession. I just keep thinking about it. Now I'm craving. A good way to acknowledge cravings is when you think about eating your favorite food. Shit, I'm gonna go get me some tacos. I'm about to go get me some chicken. I'm about to go get me whatever it is. And if you, as soon as you think about it, you already can taste it. Same thing with drugs. As soon as I think about it, I know the feeling. I know what's going to take over me. The fact that I'm thinking about it, I might start farting. I gotta go boo-boo, depending on what your drug is. You know what I'm saying? And for my stimulant users, y'all understand what I mean. So all these things are happening because of my thoughts. Ultimately, I hit the craving, it gets very dangerous. I always say check the trigger, then you don't have to worry about the thought and craving. So, effective thought stopping can prevent a craving from occurring. Once a craving occurs, there is a powerful biological push towards use. It becomes much harder to stop this process. A new sequence. In order to get recovery started, it is necessary to change the trigger, use sequence. Thought stopping provides a tool for breaking the process. The choice is thought stopping. The trigger hits the thought. So once you get the thought, you go to thought stopping, or you continue the thought, going to cravings, right? So immediately when you get the trigger, you're gonna get the thought, boom, thought stopping. So how are we gonna get to the thought stopping? What can we do that? Let me just continue. So techniques for thought stopping. Try the technique described and use this that works best for you. Visualization. There are many ways to use your imagination to substitute a new thought in place of a drug thought. Some include picture a switch or a lever in your mind. Imagine yourself actually moving it from off and on and stop the drug thoughts. Focus on a positive memory scene from your life that is something you enjoy thinking about. A great view from a mountain when you went on a hike. The face of your child or a parent. Any thought that has a strong positive effect. I say that there's another one too, and I want to mention this. Let's say that hip hop is your favorite genre of music. Listen to some Britney Spears. I know it may sound funny, but put on some Britney Spears if that ain't something you listen to every day, and it will immediately change your thought. Because you're going to put them headphones in, you're going to put the music on, you can be sitting there, you might be like, man, you might like this song. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the situation may be, but it's going to change your thought. Because it's not something you normally listen to, and your mind is going to think about, why am I even listening to this? And it's going to stop thinking about getting high. You feel what I'm saying? So do something you wouldn't normally do. And I like music, and I think music is a great tool when it comes to coping skills, because that's basically what we're talking about here. So, just to listen to something outside of what you would normally listen to, it will throw that thought off. You know what I'm saying? So, another one is rubber band. You may have heard about that one. Get the rubber band, snap, boom, 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 keep snapping it. It's gonna, the little pain can stop the thought of drugs. That's a great one as well. Let's see. So, your brain and recovery. In understanding and dealing with addiction, it is important to think about your brain regarding two very powerful and different parts. The higher rational brain, this is the decision-making part of your brain. Usually that's the front to below, if I'm not mistaken. The lower emotional center is the brain that is your pleasure center. So we understand we're dopamine addicts, right? Because when we take a hit of that pipe or we take that drink, it releases something in our brain called dopamine and serotonin. That's what makes us feel good. So ultimately, it's not necessarily the alcohol or the drugs, it's what our brain does when we're high on the alcohol or drugs. So what happens? Most people describe cravings that overpower the rational decision to stop using. Why does this happen? After a period of regular substance use, the people, places, and circumstances that have been associated with the drug use have the power to trigger a response in the lower addicted brain. When this happens, you feel craving and your thinking changes make it seem okay to use one more time or just a little bit, etc. See, that's one thing about our addiction, about our mind. I want to mention this. Let me go off on a small tangent here. Our disease in our mind, addiction, it's the only one that tells us we don't have one. You don't have no addiction. You don't have no problem. It's if you wasn't with him or her, if it wasn't his job stressing you out, if it wasn't your kids stressing you out, or whatever stressing you out, you would be an addict. You're only getting high because of the stress in your life. So you just get rid of the stress and you're gonna be fine. It's not the drugs. You can keep continuing to use. See, that's what your brain will tell you. We'll fall for it every time, because what I'm trying to do is keep the addiction or the alcohol in our lives, and that's what your brain is trying to do. Because we got so attached to drug and alcohol and the feeling of it, we don't want to lose it. It's almost it's a necessity. See, in the beginning, drinking was recreational. I did it with my friends. Then it became a necessity. I had to drink to feel normal, to go to work, to take care of my kids, to do anything. I had to drink first. See, and it wasn't always like that. So my body got so addicted to the drugs and alcohol that it tries to hold on to that feeling as long as possible because my body and my mind is so used to it. So to train ourselves to do something different, it's just as hard as, let's say, losing weight, changing your eating habits. It's the same thing, any habit, right? An addiction is a strong one because it plays on our mind. Anywhere my mind thinks of, more like my body will go. For instance, I'm about to go downstairs and play PlayStation. My body, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Same thing when it comes to drugs and alcohol. I'm about to go to Johnny's house, I'm about to get loaded. Boom, go to Johnny's house, get loaded. So we understand that the disease is sitting in our mind and our thinking. If drugs and alcohol was sitting in front of you, when does it mess with you? When does alcohol or drugs bother you if it was sitting right in front of you right now? Some people will say when they see it, when they smell it. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. Until you pick it up and use it, it doesn't mess with you. So one thing is for sure, if I don't mess with drugs, drugs won't mess with me. If I don't mess with alcohol, alcohol won't mess with me. Easier said than done. Of course, don't have it in front of you. I wouldn't say have it around you. But ultimately, what makes you think you need it? See, if the problem is when I put it in my body, what makes me think I need to put it in my body? So my thinking is off. My mind is warped. Until I can straighten it out, ultimately, I will still have these same old addiction behaviors and the things that come with it. So that is a little bit about triggers right there. Once again, I'm not going to get too deep into it. I want to give people a chance to soak in the information I just gave. Any questions you may have, please let me know. I'm here to help 100%. It's wild because when I was like, what can I do? I'm at work and, I work with women, it's over 100 different women in the facility where I work. And you know, and I love everything. I love what I do. You know, I love that my God put me in that situation. But I'm like, I know there's more people I can help. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to a podcast. You know, and I just want to tell you a little story on why I'm doing what I'm doing. And the guy was explaining about helping others and just starting something and doing something for yourself. And ultimately, this is something that I'm good at. You know, what are you good at? What can you find that you're good at? And tackle it, and you know, get really good at it, you know, and share it with the world. And this is what I got, guys and ladies and gents. So I hope you liked what I was sharing right now. I do this for you. I don't do this for me. Um, any questions you may have about anything as far as recovery, um, sobriety, addiction, you know, whatever you're at in your at the moment. And if I can help, please comment. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And grow with me. Thank you. Peace.